What up, Thai Nation? I'm EDM producer 2LR. Let's react to some music, shall we? Here we go!
Take me higher, take me higher, take me higher.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're continuing to dive into YOASOBI, which, thanks to you guys, I now know is actually a duo. I didn't realize that it is the female vocalist, and also she has somebody who's like doing the production for her. So that's really cool, actually. I had no idea it was not just like a she, it was a they. So that's cool. So I'm super excited to dive into them, is what I should say now. And we're going to dive into a song called Gunjo. I think is how you say it. It's either Gunjo. No, it's probably Gunjo. That's what I'm going to say. Because it's one you recommended I'd definitely dive into next if I'm going to keep doing stuff from First Take. Which the last one we reacted to was for the home take when they were doing those during during the COVID times. So now we get to actually see her on the First Take and actually be in the studio with everybody there. So that's going to be awesome. So I'm really excited for that. But first, guys, before we dive into that, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon and to all the Patreons who've already joined over there. Right now, we're diving into Attack on Titan, so if you're an anime fan, you want to come watch it with us, come on over. It's having a great time. I'm enjoying it very much. And also, my Patreon is open donation, so you can donate however much you want to support me and the channel. And if you do, I will appreciate you forever, and I love you forever. Yeah. Anyways, now guys, let's dive into YOASOBI, shall we? Here we go! Yeah. Alright, you know what we're here for. YOASOBI, which y'all got for us. Let's do this. Here we go. Got it. Cool. Thought I missed it. Okay, so there's who I thought was just YOASOBI. And then there's the second half. Probably on the other side. It's about to do the... Aw. Warm up, girl. Warm up them vocals. Ooh, is he gonna do this all live? Oh, it's gonna be sick. Yeah.
緊張するね。
Aw, don't be nervous, guys. You got this.
みんないるからね。
そうですね。今日は前回ホームテイクの時は私一人だったんですけど、
That's true.
今日は林さんと
Oh,
Band
okay, so what's his name? His name is Ayasa? Oh, wait, okay, so she has Ayasa? Or Ayase, maybe? And then my band as well as the chorus from Plus Sonica, maybe. Okay, so they got like a whole crew there this time. Dang, okay. I didn't know she has a band. So is she like in this little duo with Ayase? And then also she has her own band? Interesting. You guys have to let me know. You guys have to give me a little bit more of an expansion on that. But anyways, okay, let's dive into it. I want to hear some music. Let's go.
メンバーとそしてプラソニカの合唱の皆さんがいてくれるので、もう一人一人の全員の思いがこの1回のテイクで
I hope so
乗
too.
るといいですね。
What's he
頑張ろう。
using? Complete controller or
皆さん、
something. That's cool. That's good.
準備よろ
That's
し
a
い
good
で
brand.
すか？バンドの皆さん大丈夫ですかね？はい。お返事が。合唱の皆さんもプラソニカのみんな大丈夫かな？それではいきますか。
Let's do it.
お願いします。いつものように過ぎる日々にあくびが出るさんざめく夜声今日も渋谷の街に朝が降るどこか虚しいようなそんな気持ちつまらないなでもそれでいいそんなもんさこれでいい知らす隠してた本当の声
Wow! Oh, this is awesome! Okay. Okay, that's really cool. Oh my gosh, she's got like the full thing there for her. Oh my gosh, she's got an orchestra. She's got an orchestra. She's got a choir there to be part of the chorus for her. Then she's got the drummer. She's got a bass guitar. It looks like a actual guitarist. She's got then her actual producer there playing on the piano and doing like the drum kits, which is funny because like, I could hear the influence that you could tell that he's her main producer because I hear that same kind of like almost like drum and bass backbeat that I heard from the other song too that I did, which was my first one for her, and I can't remember what it's called now off the top of my head. What was it? Running into the night, running into the night, or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's gonna drive me nuts. But I can kind of hear that same like influence of production that I heard from that one now. So it kind of makes sense now that there's two of them because you can hear the producer's side of it and then obviously her vocals. But anyways, okay, so I kind of want to see like because she was talking about some interesting lyrics here. So she was saying. These passing days make me yawn. Morning falls upon, I'm guessing that's a city in Japan, Shibaya, something like that. Feeling somewhat empty, but that's alright, and inadvertently hiding your real voice, let it resonate, it's definitely there, letting my feelings take over. Okay. I approached a blue world, stating clear what I like, my true self. And then, the more I reach out, the further away it goes. Still struggling. I think I'm going now past this into the next part. So interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to find her true voice. So she like it's. I'm trying to understand this song. I maybe gone a little bit too far. I can't tell though. I'm trying to understand this. With this color of my choice, letting my feelings take over as. Let me go through here. Let me see the chorus again here. I'm curious. Let me start from here when we get the choir to come in. Let me see if I can try to understand this here. Voice that resonates, see. You can pretend not to look, but it's definitely there. Okay. Let's take over. I was more enjoyed his sleepiness. Okay, so is this maybe this is a song about like finding your true self and finding your voice and like what you're like trying like what you are I'm trying to understand it. Like maybe it's like you're trying to find your true version of yourself. Like maybe it's about like trying to become more comfortable in your own skin. Like the idea of saying like, also like the idea of her saying like, it's like I'm scared to death of like trying to get to like what I want. So maybe it's like I'm scared to death to like be who I really am because maybe it's like the idea of being terrified of like what the world might think of you, but like no matter how like I guess like no matter how weird or how much how different you look from the rest of the world, it's always important to stay true to yourself, and the right people will come into your life that will accept you for who you are. Maybe that's what it's kind of about. Let's keep going though. Let's see if I can figure out some anything else here that comes out that maybe helps me understand it better. But that's kind of the gist I'm getting right now. And remember, guys, this is obviously my own interpretation. This is not me saying exactly what I think it is, or saying exactly what it is. It's saying more so what I think it is. So obviously, remember, this is my own entitled opinion, my own entitled interpretation. So if you guys have your own interpretation that you want to share in the comments, please do, because I love reading your guys' interpretation also. It's really cool to like see what you guys think versus what my brain thinks, So yeah, feel free to share in the comments down below what you think the meaning of the song is. Or maybe what you know that she said what the meaning of the song is. Maybe I just don't know. Maybe she shared that at some point. So yeah, but yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know. I'm curious.
手を伸ばせば伸ばすほどに遠くへ行く思うようにいかない今日
Today's not working the way I imagined.
は正しくも書いてる悔しい気持ちもただ
Ooh, I like that.
情けなくて涙が出る踏み込むほど苦しくなる痛くもなる
That's really cool. I love that. That's so cool. I love that. That's a nice little extra like element that I like that she added as a new part of the song, if you will, like a new layer to the song, if you will. So I got kind of just about that. Let me go back and kind of read these lyrics a little bit again.
思うようにいかない今日もまたは正しくも書いてる悔しい気持ちもただ情けなくて涙が出る踏み込むほど苦しくなる痛くもなるああ感じたままに進む自分で選んだこの道を思いまぶたこする夜にしがみついた青い誓い好きなことを続けることそれは楽しいだけじゃない本当にできる不安になるけどああ名前でもほら名前でも自信がないから描いてきたんだよああなんか
Interesting, because she lacked confidence. So maybe it's like the idea of like the insecurities you feel, like maybe is what it is. Like the idea of like feeling insecure about your image, and like the idea of like because like I know like people have like the like issues with like being in large like crowds and stuff, and they don't really like to like show their face in public. Maybe they're very reserved and very quiet. This is almost like maybe a song towards like those of us who are introverted. Like, I mean, I'm like pretty sure I'm like split down the middle, kind of like 50-50. Like, I'm introverted when I don't know somebody, but like once I get to know somebody, I'm more extroverted. And it's really kind of something I just got better about, like as I got older. When I was younger, I was extremely introverted. Like I very rarely like ever talked to anybody. I didn't really have any problems like making friends, but like it took me a while to warm up to people. Is really what I'm kind of trying to get at. So maybe this is like it's almost like a song. It's almost like a shout out to those who are introverted that kind of feel that I like almost like sense of like not really knowing if they're comfortable in their own skin, and they don't really like to put themselves out there. And I think it's kind of like saying like, hey, don't be afraid to be who you are. Don't be afraid to like show yourself to the world and show like what you have to give to the world. Like there's so many people out there that are just so talented and like are extremely gifted, and it's like they like hide that from the world, and it's like let the world see like what you have to give to us. Like imagine if like some of these like singers like even YOASOBI's you guys have to let me know what her voice. I can obviously go back and read the comments. But you'll have to remind me what her name is also, so I can remember that for future videos. But like maybe it's like think about it, like maybe she didn't share her like gift of her voice to the world because she was too introverted and like didn't really want to show her face on camera, or like work in the studio with Ayase, or how we say his name. I can't remember. Like that would just be heartbreaking because we never hear this beautiful gift that she has for us. So maybe I think that's kind of like what I'm getting for the gist of the idea of the song. I think that's what she's singing about, but I could be wrong. You know, it's my own interpretation. Remember. Yeah, see? Comparing myself to others? Yeah. Oh, yes! I love how she does that. She's doing it again where she takes us on a journey with the production, and it's like she does this, like, to finish off the song, she takes us into another, like, key change like she did in the other reaction I just did to her recently last week. I love how she does that. How she, like, they create the production and, like, her singing in a way that you get taken on a whole storyline, you know? And now it's like you can see, like, as we go to the key change, like, watch how it changes. Taking everything on my drawings. A color no one else can emulate. See? With a color no one else can emulate. Meaning, like, a color, basically almost like saying a color, like, you know, a true, like, identity, if you will, that nobody else can emulate, because you're your own identity. Nobody can take your identity away from you. Nobody can be who you are. You know, the closest thing you get to that is if you have, I guess, a twin or something like that. Like, even twins can, like, have very similar personalities, but also be very completely different at the same time. It also depends on if you're fraternal or if you're identical, but, you know, that's a whole nother story. Anyways, so that's interesting. And I love that she's using this idea of, like, color. Like, because, like, I think, like, color is a great way to, like, represent that idea of your own, like, identity. Because, like, each color in the, like, rainbow or in the, really in the world is all different. Like, there's, like, red is red. Like, no other color can become red, you know? Like, yellow is yellow. You can't, basically, I mean, you can make other colors become, like you can mix, like, blue and purple and get red, but that's still not red. Red is, you know, red is only red. Yellow can only be yellow. Blue can only be blue. So it's an interesting way for her to use colors as a way to describe, like, our identities as people, you know? That's such a very interesting way of wording it. That's so interesting. This is what always happens to me. Every time I listen to, like, Japanese female singers, like, they basically create this whole new element of a way to describe things that are everyday life situations in a totally new style, or like, a totally unique way that I never would have thought of in my lifetime. And it always, like, totally expands my, like, thinking of, like, wow, that's so different. Like, and it's, like, the almost perfect way of describing it. Like, I couldn't even, like, imagine a better way to describe that sense of, like, you know, using a color as your identity. Like, you know, like, each color represents itself. Each identity of each person is a different identity for each person in the world. Like, that's so awesome. Wow. That kind of just blew my mind a little bit. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Oh, wow, girl. Damn. But I'm no longer invisible like I used to be, because she's gotten over that fear now. She's still scared, but she's improving about wanting to be okay with her identity and who she is, and she's ready to give it to the world. See, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's almost like we're getting to the climax of the song now, where at first it was like she was completely terrified, and it was like she was kind of evaluating, like, oh, well, maybe it is okay to be like that. And now we're into the highest part of the song where we're into a key change where everything is going in the right direction now. She's no longer visible like she used to be. She's ready to give herself out to the world, or show herself to the world, I should say. It's like I said, I've never seen an artist take you on a journey like this before, and not only her singing and the lyrics, but also the production. It's so different and so amazing. I am as I am. I'm the one and only me. Yes! Oh, I love this. Oh. That was so good. That was amazing.
ありがとうございました。
Aw. That was incredible. That was so good. Oh my gosh. I swear, like, I love, like, singers like, obviously Lisa and Minami, and even now just diving into Ado recently. I love those girls because they will take you in a story that's, like, very emotional and very heartfelt, and also sometimes almost, like, very, like, kind of sad, I guess, in a way. And then, like, I love YOASOBI because she takes you on a journey where at the end it's like a happy climax. Like, you're not almost left in this, like it's almost like she doesn't leave you, like, on red, if you will. You know, that's a really weird way of putting it, but it's like she doesn't leave you without, like, a climax to, like, the, like, storyline, if you will. You know, which is so cool, and I love that because it almost, like, makes you feel a sense of happiness at the end of her songs. Like, yes, we got that climax, we got that ending that we wanted. You know, she got over that fear, if you will, of, like, not being able to, like, feel comfortable in her own skin and be able to accept her identity as who she should be. You know, I don't know. I just love that feeling that I get from her songs. You know, you just always finish the song off feeling happy, if you will. You know, it's so cool. Anyways, guys, let's talk about this, okay? Alrighty, guys, that was my reaction to YOASOBI's Gunjo, if you will. I believe that's how you say it. And I don't really have much to say because I kind of really, like, interpreted the song, and I think I nailed the idea as to what the song is about already during the actual reaction part. But what I do want to say is I do really love that they are sticking to what they do as musicians. I love that they stick to the idea of telling us, like, a whole storyline with a great message involved, with not only the lyrics and the way she sings, but also the music production. And I know I mentioned this before, so I don't want to dive in too much into it, but I've never heard an artist like this, where you get a whole journey and a whole storyline just in the whole entire song, from the music and the lyrics and the singing all together like that. Like, it's so cool that she, like, almost has, like, the ending part of her songs, the resolution, if you will, be a combination of, like, a key change into almost, like, very happier key change, if you will, because it's not like in the beginning it's a more, like, sad, like, you know, like, somber, like key that they use for the piano, for example, and they go into a happier one. It's like it just bring it up into a more happier resolution. And it's interesting because, like, each, like, key that you have on a piano, when I say key, I mean, like, the A scale, the B scale, and whatnot. Like, each scale on a piano, if you will, really, or in music in general, has, like, a more happier tone or has a more sad tone. Like, for example, minors can tend to be more a little bit sad, whereas if you go major, it's more happier. You know, but it also depends on how it's played and what key you're in. So, for example, like, for me, if I'm making music and I want to convey more of a happier tone, I might go for more of, like, a D sharp minor or a D minor, or like an A minor, or C, an A major or a C major, because that tends to have a little more of a happier tone, if you will. Whereas, like, if I go more of, like, different, like, because, like, when you make, like, certain genres, like, if I make house, for example, I kind of tailor towards maybe more, like, E minor, F minor, whereas if I make trance music, for example, you're going to be more towards, like, D, like, minor, or, like, D sharp minor, or anything like that, because it's that contrast of, you know, how, excuse me, just got a tickle. With house music, it's a little bit more sometimes darker and heavier, whereas trance is very euphoric and whatnot. You guys might have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's the best way I can describe it, is bringing it into my own knowledge of me making EDM music. So yeah, but like I said, just I've never heard an artist take you on a journey and a storyline like this before. And I really, truly love this message. It really resonates with me, because somebody like me, where I'm a little person, I struggled my whole life, like, trying to really feel like I'm okay in my own skin, I'm okay with my identity and who I am. being a lot shorter than the rest of the world and having to fit into a world that's not made for me. So like I really resonate with this message really well. I know it relates to a lot of other people where like they have those insecurities of like the way they look or the way they want like choose to be. You know, like I know like many people like that in my life that I know have like had problems with being okay with the person they are and their identity they have. You know, but like she said, you know, it can be scary, but if you put yourself in the world like that, you're going to find somebody or a group of people that are going to accept you for who you are. It's like in school where you have the emos, you have the jockeys, you have the band nerds, if you will, which I hate those titles, but you know, that's like the best way I can kind of describe it. You know, it's like in school where you like, it's almost like better to say like clubs, where like you have like the geek club, you have the band club, if you will, I guess. You have the club that's into sports, if you will. You know, it's a better way of, I think, wording it. You know, that's just where you fit in. You know, you just have to find out where you fit in at, you know? And as soon as you accept the person you are and who you are meant to be in the world, and you find that group, then you're good, you know? I think that's kind of like the best way to end this idea behind this song, if you will. And like I said, guys, please share your own interpretations of this song if you think there's a different storyline or a different interpretation, if you will, you know? Please, don't be afraid to share, because I love reading what you guys have to say also. But yeah, anyways, guys, I also want to say thank you all for watching, and please take the time to like, subscribe, and make sure you click on that bell notification to be alerted whenever I start a group or to a new band in my channel. Besides that, you guys are awesome. I love you guys, and as always, bye!